Kik, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Tinder, MeetMe, AskFM, Whisper, and Omegle.
If your child
is a user of these apps, it's important to educate yourself about the dangers of exposing oneself to sexual predators and grooming.
What is grooming or child grooming? Grooming is the action by a pedophile preparing a child for a meeting. This is a sexual offense.
Child Crime Prevention says that there are an estimated 500,000 online predators active each day. Children ages 12 to 15 are especially susceptible, and 89% of pedophile sexual advances start on the internet.
One question many often ask is, what is grooming or child grooming? Dictionary.com defines child grooming as an action by a pedophile of preparing a child for a meeting, especially via the internet chat room, with the intention of committing a sexual offense. A study conducted by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children found that 46% of 10 to 15-year-olds admitted to giving out their personal information to someone they didn't know, a sobering statistic that indicates many children could be communicating with adults who may abuse them.
Oftentimes, sexual predators go after vulnerable children, ones that they perceive to have less parental presence or are emotionally unstable. They often interact with the child pleasantly at first with the intention to lower their defenses and/or make their target feel valued. These conversations most often occur on chat apps or in chat sections of games made for kids. Many often pretend to be younger than they are. This often happens through engaging, boundary texting, isolating, sexualizing, and/or controlling. According to BarkUS, they engage themselves with these children by filling the child's desire for attention or by giving compliments, listening to them, or buying them gifts.
After this, the predator will move on to boundary testing. At this point, the predator may try to deepen the relationship and determine the threat level that the parents pose. He might ask questions to determine whether the child's devices are monitored and try to figure out if the child will be believed in the event that they tell their guardians about the relationship.
We interviewed David Brzezinski, a local cybersecurity expert, and he said that a good way to avoid these dangerous situations is to have continuous dialogue from parents to kids about the dangers that they're approaching online. Additionally, limits to technology and constructive conversations about grooming and sexual predators can also help avoid these situations.
BarkUS builds on this point by saying that the predator might try to separate the child from their family by establishing themselves as the most important person to the child, otherwise known as isolating. The predator may then try to gain the trust of the child completely, convincing them that they share a special bond. A next stage in the process after isolating is sexualizing.
This stage culminates in sexual activity. While some perpetrators might attempt to meet their victims in person, others carry out their sexual abuse entirely online. Predators will begin to discuss sex explicitly, mentioning sexual activities with the child to desensitize them. Some predators have been known to show children pictures of other minors without their clothing in order to make it appear more normal. This influx of sexual information will make the child know far more about sexual activity that is age-appropriate. At this point, the predator may also begin to request sexual videos of their victim and/or send them of their own.
Offenders will often use blame and threats of retribution to control and keep children from saying anything to their defense. A good way to prevent this is to let your child know that they can come to you, and when anyone makes them uncomfortable, even an adult.
We interviewed a local police officer named Detective Sido who agreed with this sentiment, saying that parents or guardians can take certain steps to protect their kids against grooming, particularly having a heavy involvement in their children's lives. This isn't always easy, and it depends on the parent and child relationship before the teen years. As your children enter their teen years, make sure they know you will believe them. You will not get angry, and they have someone to talk to if they ever find themselves in an unsafe online situation.
This ties into another thing David Brzezinski said, that the sexual predators will try to gain their victims' trust. And having trust in their parents first will often allow these situations to not happen in the first place.
In our interview with Detective Sido, he said that signs to look for in child and sexual predators is that they don't tend to be as obvious as you might think. They'll blend in with society and put themselves in positions to interact with children. For example, a youth pastor or someone who inserts themselves into the life with a single mom.
Sido, who specializes in sex trafficking and helping sex trafficking victims, heavily suggests that being involved in their children's lives is the single most important step that parents can take to make sure their kids do not get groomed and/or sex trafficked online.
In order to foster an optimal, trusting relationship with your kids, it's important to stay updated on who your child is talking to, and especially to be vigilant about who they are meeting up with in person. Before your child initiates a meetup with someone that they have met online, make sure that you know this person and you are comfortable with your child meeting up with this person. In-person meetups with strangers that your child has met online can easily lead to far more dangerous situations or large-scale organizations such as sex trafficking rings.
Thank you for listening. Our sources are up here, and please be safe. Thank you.